It almost sounds like you're drunk. It's like, I've had one too many drinks today. The Great Google Library was built by learned men and women of Charlian. The Great Google Library is the grandest repository of knowledge in all of Eorzea. Lining its towering shelves are tomes beyond count, gathered from the farthest reaches of the realm. However, the library was abandoned by its caretakers when they fled to their motherland in the face of Garlean invasion. That is from FF14 consolegameswiki.com, and now we're going to be listening to what I like to call crazy mess up jazz. Here we go. It's kind of quirky, isn't it? Dum 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 dum. It sounds like a clock. It sounds like a grandfather clock swinging and chiming at midnight or something. And it does feel like we're coming into this new space, and it's kind of like old, ancient, antique. Damn, this place has just been kind of left behind. Like, it's interesting that we don't start a melody right away. This is all preparatory. We're all just kind of like vibing right now. And then there's a little bit of disjointedness there. Now the piano's starting to take off, where this is very improvisational solo jazz. It's not something I'm very well versed in, but what I find interesting is that there is this exploratory nature where you really can't follow either the rhythm or the meter. It makes you kind of pull you in each different direction, and there has to be some reason for why it was written that way. I love that we're still in this mode of prep. That's a really fun big block chord, jazz chords as we shift into. So a couple things worth noting there is the inherent old-timey piano out-of-tune quality that's existing in this melody. And now you could just say that it's out of tune because it's a weird place that hasn't been tended to in many years, but it's very interesting because it teeter-totters a lot, and it's kind of odd. Like right there, there's a big gap there. There's a space with the rhythm. Boom, bang. Dum, da, da, dum, da, dum, dum, dum. There is a melody, there is a rhythm, but it's actually like the antithesis of melody is, in my mind, sporadic, confused rhythm. And that's exactly what this is. You're never going to be able to latch on to anything here until we get to a little bit of this middle section. But it's really interesting how it kind of teeters and makes you flip a little bit upside down. It's almost like it's a non-reality, it's not rooted. And melody is the thing that drives us forward. As people, we feel melody intrinsically. It's something that's very human for us. Our souls respond to melody. And for whatever reason, this just lacks it in a big way. Even there, yes, there's a melody there. Listen to how it's not really clear. Do you hear how the rhythm ba boom ba boom ba boom ba boom? That's actually louder in that sort of second piano. There's probably 3 dueling pianos here. So you have the one piano in the upper register, ba da ba da do do bo da. But then on the left hand, or in the other pianos, I guess you should say, there's these big chords, boom 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 chung boom beep boom chung, and then somehow they unify. So it almost feels like the pianists, if they are pianists, which I don't think they are kind of sitting and looking at each other, kind of just vibing off of it's this call and response accompaniment mixed with a solo piano playing, singing. It's cool, but it's also kind of jarring. And then there we have a big shift. Okay, we're changing again. Slowing down tempo. so cool and experimental, but that's the true melody there. That's a fantastic little melody. That actually is what makes this piece actually interesting. Not so much the rhythmic jarriness, which I personally don't like, but what I do like, and I don't like it because it makes me feel uncomfortable, and it doesn't make me feel like I'm settled in. I really like melody. Melody is something that I enjoy immensely. And so when we have something like this, that the first like minute of this is wacky, wild. I mean, it's not that crazy. It's not crazy dissonant or anything. The rhythm, it's playing a lot, and it's very bouncy, and it moves in a way that makes us feel on the edge of our toes a little bit. But really, when the melody kicks in, it's really satisfying. Because also note, we slow down too. We don't speed up. We slow down when the melody proper comes in at minute 1. Right, we have this crunch and then shift. We unravel. And also the counter melody. If you listen to the counter melody here in the left hand, right there. This section I really love, because on the one hand you have the one piano that's playing pretty standard, but then on the other hand you have this arpeggiated thing, and again these two somehow are locking up, even though they don't feel like they're connected at all. They somehow link, and that's the cool thing about music too, is that when you're paying attention with two really good musicians in like a jazz format, the two of you can dance, and that's really what this comes down to, is that this is a sonic dance with each other, and in a rhythmic tug of war. You hear how crunchy that is? That's really like very dissonant and playing a lot of minors and diminished chords. And then we reset, but with a little bit of difference. It's very jazz. It's like surprise! Surprise! Love the slowing down on tempo here. Like, so weird. It's just so weird for a dungeon. It almost sounds like you're drunk, right? Like it's like, I've had one too many drinks today. Don't know. Yes, I have. This feels dumb. And they're all trying to like tune in. They're trying to tune. They're trying to like. This is so crazy because it sounds like they're just all three of these instruments, the bass, the drums, the piano or two piano, they're just kind of like, when time does the rehearsal start? Oh, it starts at 6. Okay, cool. Let's I'm just gonna go practice. This sounds like the inside of a practice hallway where all you hear is just different instruments playing and practicing their own sections, and somehow they make beautiful, cacophonous, confusing music. It's really weird though, because I don't know the context for why the Great Google Library would sound like this, Ink Long Dry. I don't know why it sound like this, and I've done this dungeon, so I don't remember particularly, but I find this very interesting. And then we reset. It's almost more cerebral than musical. It's like, well, all right, we're just trying to find each other. How do we want to do this? How do we want to approach this moment in time for ourselves? Do we want to do this? Do we want to do that? And so there's like this unspoken dialogue that's happening to these musicians that is connecting us to each other, that we're like, oh, I think I'm gonna, what if I do this? And then the drummer's like, all right, whatever, I'm here, I'm ready. And then the bassist is like, yeah, okay, you want to do that note? And then the pianist is like, oh, wait, how about you? Do you want to try over here? And so there's a little bit of a clash, but the clash is like trying to find it. We almost get there. We don't. nice shift. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are we going? Oh, oops, I hit the wrong note, but it's jazz because wrong notes don't matter in jazz. Ba-ba-ba. Hell, yeah. How about this? Ba-ba-ba. Anyway, that's fun. This is a really cool piece. Actually, I have not done this dungeon. There's a lot of these pieces I haven't done. It looks like I have reason to go back and do... Have I done this dungeon? I don't remember. Anyway, if you like Final Fantasy, boy, you're in luck. There's tons of Final Fantasy music on here, and there's a whole bunch of music from other games that I'd love for you to check out. Feel free to like, subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one, all right? Bye.